Hi guys, this is Scribbler Carlos. On tonight's video, I'm going to give you my review of How I Met Your Mother Episode 2, Season 1. The three-dipped giraffe. The three-dipped giraffe. So here we go. Here we go, guys. I love this episode because it follows. It's the night after. It's the night after the first episode. After Ted told Robin immediately that he loved her. But of course, as we know, Robin said, "What?" So this follows the events after that. So Ted tells Marshall, and they go to McLaren to talk it out. Ted tells Marshall, "I have decided that I'm not going to call her. That I'm not gonna call her. I'm not gonna push rush her. I'm not gonna call her. But then, as Ted is telling this to Marshall, guess who is with Lily? Guys, guess who is with Lily at their McLaren booth? Robin. And Ted is like talking someone at the same time as he's seeing Robin. He's telling Marshall about Robin. So it's a pretty awkward, funny situation. Anyway, Robin says hi, Ted, and Ted says hi, and Ted says with a good question to ask. How do you know each other? How do you know each other? Meaning Lily and you, Robin. And Robin says, we have known each other. We have gotten to know each other about each other around this half of my drink. Meaning that she was almost done with her drink. And then she said, "Bye, guys." But then Marshall rushed in like the Flash for a passionate kiss to his fiancée, meaning Lily, and of course, Robin, not knowing Marshall and Lily were engaged. She was like, "Whoa! Hold your maple syrup, man. Calm down." And then Lily and Marshall said with hand gestures, hand charades, we're engaged. So then Robin said, "Bye, Ted, and see you guys." Then Ted, as he's sitting down, he says, "Oh my!" Again, "I think I'm in love with Rob. I think I'm in love with her." And then Barney says, "Stop it, Ted, get over it. I'm not gonna let you love collapse over Robin. It's over." Then, out of the darn blue sky, Lily squeaked. Lily did a squeaking sound, and then Ted surmised that Robin told Lily something about him, and in fact she did. And she said, "Ted is something else. Now, Normally, something else when it comes to us guys is something like something bad. We can take it. We can take something else and turn it into something bad, like in our heads. But Ted took that as something else as meaning something good, something awesome. Eventually, 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 Lily basically told Ted that she spoke to Robin and that Robin wanted something not serious but casual. So Ted devised right there and there a plan to ask 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 Robin out without asking her out, and that is having a casual, not planning, not a normal planning, not a normal planned party. Then chaos ensued, guys, because in the apartment complex where Marshall and Ted live, there's something special about the rooftop of the apartment building. You can do the cha cha cha. You can get spicy up on the roof if you know what I mean. It according to Marshall and Lily, which they have done the mockery, the funky loving Macarena. The roof has a special essence of pure magical love. So Ted devised this plan to have a casual again, not a planned party, but a casual party. But he needs to first find Robin. As you guys know, like I told you guys in my videos of episode 1, season 1, Robin works at Metro News 1. And luck would have it, Robin was reporting on a very interesting story and harrowing story. A little kid got trapped in a claw machine, and this claw machine was located at the local market at 57 in Columbus. Meanwhile, as Ted is running towards Robin's location, Lily had been getting extra affectionate with Marshall ever since he gave her engagement ring. And she was tempting Marshall. By the way, Marshall was doing his paper done or homework done on constitutional law from 1865 to 1973. You guys can check me on that on the last year, but I'm pretty sure the first year is right. But anyway, Lily was like trying to funny seduce Marshall. She was like, Marshall, I don't wanna. I'm loving my beautiful ring. I really don't wanna. I don't really wanna. I don't really wanna wear my clothes anymore. I really don't wanna wear my clothes. anymore. And if you guys have seen the episode, you know the rest. But Marshall was not only hearing this, Ted was hearing this too, and he was like, guys, boundaries. So Ted runs to the 75th and Columbus store where Robin is reporting from, and he's sweating. He's sweating. Actually, the little kid in the claw machine is telling him, "Dude, you're sweating," and in a romantic gesture, uh, Ted calls Robin's story. Robin's reporting this story as news. So to keep it short and sweet, guys, Lily and Marshall end up doing the Macarena, the loving cha cha cha, and Ted gets dips, gets a lot of dips, and he says to Robin, I'm throwing a casual, not planned party. But whatever, next Friday. But then Robin says, "Oh, I wish I could come. I wish I could go, but I can't make it next Friday because I'm going home. I'm going back to Florida." Then Ted switches. Then Ted switches his sentence up and says, "Did I say next Friday? I meant to say this Friday." Then Ted quick calls Marshall and Lily to let them know about the change of plans. Then Friday night came, and Ted, Lily, and Marshall and Barney are just chilling at the party, and Ted, of course, is waiting for Robin to come, and he has it all planned out. Robin comes into the party, comes through the door to join the party with a beautiful red dress. But Ted is not jumping for joy to see Robin that quickly. He's not waiting for her at the door. He's talking to some of the other friends that he invited to the party, and then Robin goes to him or walks towards him, and Ted says, "Hey, now I'm saying this because Ted is imagining this. Ted is planning this out." So he says, "Hey." So he says, Robin says, "Hey," etc., etc., and Ted says, "Hey," but then after saying "hey," he goes back to his conversation with his other friends. Then Barney steps into this elaborate plan elaborate plan and says to Ted, "Dude, you should have taken the other girl who's not Robin, who's not Robin, and there you go, there you go." And the girl in the planning, in the head, in the planning dream is like, thanks to Barney, because he says, you're smoking hot, hot, hot. And of course, this girl who is not Robin in the planning dream is like, thanks. Then of course Barney throws Ted a statistic. One out of three parties, there's someone who came. There's someone who comes to the party, who comes to this searching party, one out of three parties that your group of friends don't know, like, and that you don't know. And she is an easy target. And as luck would have it, Barney puts his eyes on a girl who is not a part of who Ted doesn't know. Who Ted doesn't know how she got into the party. So Barney gets himself working his conniving, loving bro coding skills towards this girl. Eventually, Barney and this girl, that again is a total stranger to the party, they hook up. But I'm getting to that. Robin did not show up. Robin did not show up at the party at all. So then, the next morning, meaning Saturday morning, Robin calls Ted again. Ted to explain why she didn't come. But Ted doesn't rush and pick up the phone. He waits a little bit, casually, calmly, and says, Hey Denise. And then Robin says, no, it's Robin. And by this time, guys, Marshall had been partying down from the night before, and he made Lily and Ted promise two things to him. First, two for Lily, or I won't do the cha-cha-cha with Marshall. Second, for Ted, I won't throw another party out of the dark blue sky because Marshall has to finish his paper on constitutional law from 1865 to the ear to the X ear, and so that's how it went. But as soon as Ted as soon as Robin said it's Robin, not Denise, Robin explains to Ted, I'm sorry, Ted, I couldn't attend the party because I ended up working. Then Ted says he basically lies to Robin and says, "Oh, we have decided to make this party, to extend the party to a 2-night party," and then when then Ted hangs up on Robin and says, "See you later, Robin. See you tonight, Robin." And of course, Marshall is not happy. He actually wants to punch, throw a steel chair at Ted, but he doesn't do that. Instead Marshall says to Lily, all right, we will do the cha-cha, but this time no cuddling. So party number 2. Again, Robin did not show up at the party. But guess who did show up at the party? The girl that Barney hooked up with the night before at party number 1. And again, Barney thought he was not going to see this girl ever again, but he was wrong. She showed up and they basically how Barney broke his relationship chain with this girl is by doing the Ted. By saying, I think I'm in love with you quickly, like Ted did in episode 1. And of course this girl was at party number 2. In party number 2, she was still hurt and she mentioned my name. But it's not me. She mentioned my name. She mentioned my name, guys. Yes. But it's the tough. It's another type. It's the other side of me. Another Carlos. Yes, guys. So another Carlos. And Barney was like, does anyone know this other Carlos? And no one was able to answer. Answer him at the party. Again, meanwhile, as Barney's looking for this other me, Ted is still waiting for Robin, who again did not show up at the party, but he had the roof reserved for the both of them because of magic ambiance, magic loving ambiance that the roof provides. But Robin did not show up. Then again, Robin called Ted and said, sorry Ted, I couldn't make it for the second time in a row." Then Ted again said, "It's a 3-night party." And by this time, guys, Marshall turned into a Jedi who saw Ted as Darth loving dope, and wanted to basically use the Force on Ted. So, and by this time, by this third party, Marshall was not in party mode. He was focused on his paper on constitutional law. But he couldn't find his book. And when he found it, when Marshall found it, his book was used as a cup coaster, or a cup placeholder for the party. And he was like to Ted, "Dude, I'm risking my Abraham Lincoln, because again, fun U.S. history fact: Abraham Lincoln was Lord." Anyway, Martin was like to Ted, "Dude, I'm risking my Abraham Lincoln for you, so you could see this, so you can see Robin again." He did not only just throw a casual, not planned party one time, not two, but 3 times. Then when Marshall was in the middle of getting very, 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 very hyped up over his passionate argument towards Ted, Robin was standing next to Lily. Then Marshall just basically said, okay, this is crazy." He threw his wet law textbook, and he grabbed Lily by the hand, and they went to his room. And then Robin was like to Ted, "Ted, did you really throw these 3 parties, including this one, just to see me?" And Ted was like, "Yeah." Ted was like, no. I threw this party for you. Yes, you're right. I threw these casual parties for you, not because I wanted to see you again, because I wanted you to meet this guy, and the guy in question was the other me, Carlos. Then after introducing introducing Robin to the other me. Ted waited for his opportunity. He said to Marshall and Lily and Barney, I need to play the game. I need to wait for my turn. And he did. So Ted went up to the roof. Robin was talking to the other me, and Ted cut in front of me. In front of a conversation, and I said, "No problem, hombre." The other side of me, the other me, and Ted was like to Robin, "I know I'm crazy, but I there's something here, Robin." And Robin says to Ted, Ted, you're not wrong, but you're not wrong. There's something here, but right now you're looking at me with loving with love back to the future marriage eyes, meaning that you want to get married in the future. And I just moved here to New York a couple months ago. And Ted was like, we can be friends. We can be friends. And Robin was like, that quick. You said that very quickly. And and Robin was, and Ted was like, I can turn these feelings off like a light switch. And Ted was like to Robin, and Robin was like to Ted, there's no off switch. And Ted was like, yes there is. But at the end of the day, Robin was right. Ted can't turn his off switch. And eventually Ted was like, man, I wish I could meet someone, not you, Robin, not you, and who could stand all my craziness, all my lovey-dovey craziness. But at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the episode, Ted and Robin ended up as friends, and Ted basically invited Robin for a drink, meaning for a pitcher of beer at McLaren's, and the whole gang, meaning Lily and Marshall and Barney, Lily, Marshall, and Barney, and Ted, and new to the group, Robin, had a beer. And Barney did not like Robin because she said, "You don't have a date tonight," and then she replayed it back to like a tape recorder, rewind her funny comment towards Barney again, and then Barney says, "I don't like her." Then Marshall said, "Dude, I'm going to drink this beer. I'm gonna drink another beer, and I'm going to ace the test." And that's the Rufus because that's the Truthus. Something like that. And by the end of the episode, we adult Ted's voice says the kid, that's Ted's nickname for Marshall's incredible law knowledge. He got an A minus, and then Ted offered to get another round of a beer, and then Robin said, I'll come with you. I'll carry." Then Robin said to Ted, "You know, Ted, you're a great guy." Then Ted was like, "Thank you, Robin, but how am I going to meet the one for me when there's a lot of a lot of girls. I should move to another state or to another part of New York." And Robin played "Have You Met Ted?" and that's how this wonderful episode ends. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like and let me know in the comments. If you want to. Guys and girls, did you ever have a three parties or more than three parties to impress a guy or a girl, or to try to ask them out without asking them out? So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and until then, bye.